Alright guys, it's me the Mayor again, and today I have the Norinco Chinese SKS. This is the Model M. It has no bayonet lug, and they used to call it the paratrooper style, because of this special buttstock here. And it's actually a pretty nice setup, pretty accurate, takes... Now, the one wondrous thing about this weapon is that right here, see this mag? It's an AK mag. This SKS right here will take AK mags. More accurate than an AK? I don't know. Y'all guys, post in the comments if you think it's more accurate or not than an AK. I know that there's a lot of SKS fans out there, and there's a lot of AK fans out there. Usually they mix. Some SKS fans believe that SKSs shoot better than AKs, and then you have the opposite side of the spectrum, so leave your messages in the message boxes if y'all guys want to argue. Alright, mags rock in just like an AK, clip in, and it looks pretty nice, that's for sure. Trigger, you have your standard trigger. Another funny thing about the trigger safety, your trigger just goes all the way back and forth. This little lever right here is your safety. It actually puts up like a little block. There you go, you can see it now. See? It stops the trigger. It's the craziest thing, But, safeties back then were just real basic, real rudimentary. In the front here, where the bayonet lug is supposed to go, there's actually a little plug, and there's a spring that holds your cleaning rod in. It's actually a pretty cool idea, so that way your cleaning rod doesn't get all bent up and stuff. Receiver, you can take it off here. Standard Norinco quality. Actually, pretty good quality for Norinco. Everything looks like it just came out of the box, which, it practically did. There's the box. It's the original box to it. Okay, you have your sight leaf back here. Those are graduated in meters, actually. It has the 300 meter battle sights, and you can switch it up to 100 meters right over here, 200 meters, 300 meters, 400 meters, but the 300 meter zero is a very, very good feature to have. That means that at 300 meters it will hit your target, just about, without minimal, target acquisition. At 300 meters it'll hit, between 0 and 300 meters, just about in the same area. 7.62 by 39 ballistics are pretty good. A lot of people say that they have rainbow trajectories, but to me, that technically hasn't been the case. I shoot my AK regularly at, just about 300 yards, and I really don't have that problem. Anything within 300 yards with a red dot, I can tag it really easily. Key features about this, it's got that same piston system, like that Saiga 12 I reviewed earlier. It's the short stroke piston system. And the front sight here, you got a hooded front sight, not like the AK with the open ears. Let's see what this thing looks like down the sides. So you got it's just the same post. You have the post with the, like the open post with the notch. That's going to be your sighting arrangement. Not terribly effective for accuracy at long distance, but, it's pretty effective for up close and personal. Now, there wasn't many of these imported. A lot of them got eaten up, a lot of them got, used and abused, but, of course, this one looks like it was mint from the box. It's already been, a couple of years since '93 when it was imported. And remember about the SKS Model M, it was a export-only, commercial-only sort of weapon. The military did not use this. They did not use the AK mags, which, it would have made some sense, but the AKs were adopted, I think it was the Type 56. Chinese, they produced them under, under Russian tooling, or their own tooling, under the designation of the Type 56. There's also an RPK that's, technically similar, but, that's too far into the AK category. Let's talk more SKS. Alright, now taking this apart, first you get this rear pin right here. You pull back on it, there you go, it pops up. And I'm pretty sure it wiggles out a little bit. You go straight up, wiggles out. Alright, getting the top cover out is a little bit of a pain, but, you can push in and then it'll just pop out a little bit. It's a little bit stubborn at first, when they're brand new. Alrighty. Here's your recoil spring. You got your bolt assembly. Recoil spring just comes out, it's kind of short actually. It's not too big. Alrighty. Here we go. There's your whole bolt right there. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Alright, here's the bolt assembly right here. You see, this went ahead and came apart. Trying to get it back together. That's how it lays in your rifle right there. It's got like a special SKS, tilting design. It's actually pretty unique. The AKs do not have this design. It's a lot simpler. It's got a rotating bolt instead of a, tilting bolt design. Right there's your firing pin in the back. There's your bolt face, and here's your charging handle, and the other part of the bolt. Alright, down in the receiver, it's real simple. You have your trigger assembly in there, and that lever right there, that's the sear to engage when it's all the way closed. Down here, you see this little piston? It's right in there. That's the piston rod, the short stroke piston rod that comes back, and that pushes the bolt all the way back, and the spring pushes the bolt back forward and reloads another round in. Alright, to get the gas tube assembly off right here, I'm trying to get a good focus in. Alright, that little lever just, lifts up. It was down before, now you lift it up, it goes in a certain place, and this just lifts right up and out. It should just come out. There we go. Real slim, real small. There's the piston itself. There's the piston rod right there outside of its gas tube chambering. Technically it's not a gas tube. It just guides your piston rod. It's kind of similar to the gas tube on the AK, but the AK, this is attached to your bolt carrier group. In here you've got your little small hole drilled back in there. You can see it, pretty good quality. Chinese ingenuity, right? They just copy everybody, but I'll tell you what, the Chinese Norinco SKS is actually a very accurate shooter. This thing is really accurate. I've seen, hits at 300 with iron sights, dead on accuracy. Alright, now to put it all back together. This first goes into the piston housing, or the gas tube housing as you can call it. You can see it extends out there a little bit. You need to push that little button in a little bit. Alright, now you line this up with your gas port. Remember, make sure it goes down. Alright, once it locks down all the way in, push this lever all the way back down into the recess, into the locking recess. Come over here, get your bolt together. Couldn't get my hands free real quick. You line up your bolt pieces, your two halves. It's kind of difficult at first, but get the hang of it after a while. There you go. Lock it in. Now you're going to go ahead and put it into the rifle. Just all slides up in there. Just locks forward. That's just about it. Alrighty. You get your recoil spring. Now, usually I put the open side through the back, just like this, because it fits in with the with the receiver, or with the rear plate housing a lot easier, in my opinion. See, this is the tricky part right here. Up. There we go. Ta-da! Had the pin backwards, guys. Push down your pin, and it's ready to go. Alright, guys, well, kind of like a forgotten weapon. You really don't see too many of these around, especially the Chinese versions. The Norincos are sought after, but the M version is probably one of the most sought after, SKSs around. Mainly because, well, it takes AK mags and you can pick them up anywhere. They're real cheap. You can get an old used one for around $5 to, $10 in Texas. So, if you're up north, well, you probably can't even own those things. So, I feel bad for y'all guys. Anyways, move to Texas, come out, have some fun shooting. Alright, guys, well, that's the mayor reporting from China. Thanks for watching.